Hi guys, in this video I'm going to cover a tool called UFO. UFO is the easiest deployment tool, and this tool's been around for a while. I just recently released version 4 of it, so I thought it'd be a good time and opportunity to give an updated tutorial that and make sure that the tutorial actually works. So here we go. It's based on this blog post entitled UFO ECS Deployment Tool Introduction, and in this blog post I clone a demo app, that's a Sinatra app, and then I initialize a UFO project, and I use UFO to deploy a Docker image that UFO builds to ECS, and then I run some scale commands, and I destroy and clean up everything. So we'll go through all these commands in this tutorial here. There are some prerequisites for this demo. You need to have a Docker installed on your machine. You also need to have an ECS development cluster R set up with some EC2 instances running in that for that ECS development cluster. If you don't have one yet, then you click on this link right here. It's links to the AWS docs that shows you exactly how to create a ECS cluster there, and just make sure to name it development, because that's what this video tutorial and blog post is based off of. All right, so let's get going. I've already done that. Okay, so let's clone the project, cd into demo, and then you can see that this is just a simple Sinatra app. There you go. It just requires Sinatra get. So the home page is in return the meaning of life, which is 42. So that's all that is about. So next command is to initialize. So let's go ahead and initialize. All right. So there's UFO init. So what does init do? Init creates all the starter files that UFO requires. So let's go take a look at some of these starter files. Let's actually open the project up in Sublime. Then let's take a look at the ones that are kind of interesting here. Main. So main.json.erb. So one neat thing about UFO is it allows you to directly control the ECS task definition with a pretty easy ERB templating language. So ECS task definitions are written in JSON. And this is pretty much JSON with just ERB in it. And there's some variables here that you could define. And then there's some conditional logics like if statement that you have access to. So where do these variables come from, right? So the variables come from most of the time from these shared variables here. So you can define variables here. I'm using base. But basically these development and production are layered on top of base. So if you're in like UFO environment of development, then it's base as well as development. Those environment those variables are combined and layered together, and then they get substituted in this ERB template here. You do also need to declare a template definition in the task definitions DSL right here. So let's take a look at that. That's what task definitions look like, and that closed down. So let's kind of move that around. There's task definition. There's task definitions. So here's the task definition, and it's a little DSL. And what this is saying is generate a task definition called demo web, generate another one called demo worker, generate another one called demo clock. And this is just the starter files that UFO set up. This is, I wouldn't say a standard, but a common pattern that I've seen where you have a web row, a worker row, and a clock row. So you can delete all these rows if you want to and then define your own rows, but this is just some starter examples to get you going. All right, let's see. Now, the next command is deploy. So we're going to deploy the project, but we're going to set the current first. So this is also mentioned here. To deploy to ECS, you run UFO current. Here you set this current service. That just makes it so you don't have to actually type the service over and over, but you just run ship. So instead of going ship demo web, I can just run ship because the current service is now set. So now that is building the Docker image and then pushing a Docker image right now. So those are the first couple of steps. And then it builds the task definition. So this part is interesting here. All the task definition files I showed you earlier, let's go to it. The variable files, the task definition DSL, and this template here, that's what it used to build these generated files. Scroll up a little bit. No, actually it's right here. The output files right here. So let's take a look at the output file now, and let's put it next to, alongside the original template. Output, demo web. Let's put it side by side. So you can see what UFO does is it takes this ERB template substitutes those variables in, it processes the template, and then it generates this output template, which it uses to register the ECS task definition to ECS, and then it deploys this ECS task definition. So that's what it's doing right now, is in the middle of deployment. So here's the deployment part. Deploying demo web ... It creates a log group. Just you need the log group configured or created beforehand, so it does that for you. And then it generates actually a CloudFormation template, and then it uses that CloudFormation template to create and deploy the ECS service. So this is going to take a while. It's going to take a couple minutes because it's not just updating the ECS service, it's also creating a couple of new resources and everything. So that is just going to take some time. So let's go ahead and pause the video, and we'll come back and take a look once it's created. All right, guys, so the ECS service has finished being created, and the UFO ship command has finished deploying. It took about 6 minutes and 27 seconds. And it takes some time initially because it's creating a bunch of different resources. You can see the log output here. Let's actually take a look at some of the resources that UFO created here. So let's go back. All right, here's the CloudFormation template that UFO used to spin up the resources. And you can see that it created an ECS service, a security group, some rules, a load balancer, a listener, and target group. So UFO did all that because this was a web container, and the docs cover this also. But with a web container, it will also create a load balancer. All right, so let's look at actually some of the resources. You could go into the EC2 console here and go to load balancers, and then find the load balancer that I created there. You could look for it by the tags also here. Demo web. Here's the description of the load balancer, but it created a load balancer with some a listener, a port 80 listener here. You can also configure UFO to create a port 443 and SSL a listener if you need to. That's also all covered in the docs. Let's see, the next thing is the target group. So UFO also created a target group. Here's the target group right here. Here's the description. So listen port 80 again, and here are the targets. So see, it registered one target to the target group, and it's healthy right now, so that's all good. You can also check to see how many containers are running with the ECS console. So there's the console, and there's the ECS task it created. So that's all. UFO created all that via CloudFormation stack. And then this is actually useful. You click on tasks, you can see the running task. So there's the running task right there. There's a running task. Another way to check all this is actually with the UFO PS command. So I'm running UFO PS command right now, and that spits out some useful information about the ECS service that UFO just created. Here's the kind of what I'm calling a friendly, a pretty service name. The service name that was generated by CloudFormation, the running count, the desired count, the launch type, and the ELB DNS name information, as well as the ELB type, and then a list of the processes that are running. So let's actually scale this up now to 3. So let's scale it up, and then let's run PS command, the PS command again. When we're running that, you'll see that it is updated in terms of the desired count, but the containers aren't running yet. That's because it just takes a little time. It shouldn't take too long because these are EC2 containers, and the images are likely cached already. Just press up again, press it, and it's not quite there yet. So let's kind of throw this in a watch command, and let's wait a little bit here. So it's, oh, there it is. It's pending now. So now that it's pending, so it should go to running soon once the container images are pulled, and then the services or the containers are started, and it registers that to the container or to the ECS service. So it should take any second now. We'll just wait here. There it goes. All right, so it just went to running. That's 2 seconds ago. So we are good. Since like my guess is that that was one of the Docker or the EC2 container that didn't have the image already cached. So that, I'm guessing that's why it took a little longer. So to prove that, let's actually scale it from 3 to 5. And I think this is going to be a lot faster this time around. So let's just take a look. UFO PS again. And it should say pending again. And this time it should be a lot faster because the images are cached. So I'm just going to run this a couple times. There's pending already, and after pending it should be pretty quick. There it goes. Much faster that time because those images were cached on the EC2 container instances that time. The first time, it was just a brand new all-skill instance that had just launched, so it didn't have the images, so that's why it took a little longer. But in the second case, it was a lot faster there. So that covers the scale command. See where we're at. So deploy the project. We checked out the ECS task definition and some of the starter UFO files. We've verified that the app is running containers. You know, we should actually curl the app too. So let's go ahead and curl this guy right here. And that should return 42, the meaning of life, right? The high .rb app. All right, so that's looking good, and we scaled it. Now the last thing to do is just destroy the app. So now we're gonna destroy everything we just created. So I'm just gonna run a UFO destroy there. And you are about to destroy the demo web service on the development cluster. Are you sure? Yes, I am. So go ahead, yes, enter. And now it's deleting the CloudFormation stack, which is gonna delete all the other resources pretty cleanly. So this is gonna also take a little time. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video so you don't have to wait. All right, so the stack and the ECS service has been destroyed along with all the resources that we created. And you see the output here. It took about 5 minutes and 38 seconds, so it took some time to destroy all those resources. Let's verify that really quickly in the ECS console. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh right here, and that should be all the instances are still there, but I click on this tab and the service is no more. So the service is no more, is gone. Okay, let's see what else we have to cover. So we destroy the app and summary. Okay, so that's it. All right, so we went through creating a quick ECS service here with UFO and the UFO ship command, and covered what some of the resources that it created. So all right, guys, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys like videos like this, like it and share it to encourage more content like this, and subscribe for future videos. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see ya. Cheers.